Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham Hatt the Third, at your service. I'll be giving you a rundown on the first of all in book one and what is going to be entailed, because there's a lot of information to be given out, facts included, real dates included, um, places and all, but but the names of the people will remain anonymous because they have to be safeguarded at all costs. Now, book one will entail of Sir Topham Hatt Senior's reign, of course, but it'll also tell you a bit about our history, how the Hatts merged with the with my other half of my family, which is the Manson side of the family, and the Hatts are one whole family, and that's the reason why we were based in Scotland. Now, I will go into big detail of this, but I don't want to make it too much of a detail. So I thought, in the memory of Claire Devlin, aged 21 when she passed, Reverend Robert Audrey, and then everybody that contributed to the Thomas and Friends franchise, Brett Orcroft is dedicated to, Christopher Audrey dedicated to, and there's going to be more to come. And there's a lot of narrators that have done their part and dedicated to the Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which also led to clear answers as well of what I need to do. And I also like to dedicate this to everybody in my family that are no longer alive to to stand up for me and say he's a real McCoy, leave him alone. Basically, that's what they would have said if they were alive. So, in layman terms, especially all the narrators that have helped to tell the story, thank you very much indeed. But that's the rundown. But the actual background of the Hatts and the Mansons go back to the Anglo-Saxon age and the Viking age and the Roman age department, and that's where all our families met in the first place. In Scotland, in mainly, of course, and that's that. But anyway, that's the rundown of the very, very first senior group of Thomas and Friends series before even Audrey was born. Now, Audrey was born in the early 19th century, just to be adding this to this, because I got the whole family connection that I need at this moment. After the Hatts and the Mansons have merged as one big family, we are not alone. We will always be having friends, connections, and colleagues, etc., around the globe to support us. Um, it is hard to explain about the rundown of this first book and how to tell you guys this is not a joke. This is real life of Thomas and Friends alone. So, by when my ancestor was born in 1845, that's your starting point of Thomas and Friends. And I will not give out my real name of my ancestor because it's already on the web as proper proof. But down the line, all my ancestors were all connected. So, even if they're not alive today, they'll be destroyed. They won't suit their grace if they found out that Coca-Cola has been targeted for the third generation. I'll be in book, probably about book 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, one of those two, depending on how long the book one is. But that's the rundown. So thank you very much.